Before you get married, you need to watch this. Are you single and want to get married someday, but you've wondered, how do I get the happily ever after? For your benefit, this video and others within my single series will be so beneficial, and then you're going to thank me later. I have made them tailored just for you. There are some things that you must be aware of before you make the commitment called marriage. So let's dig right in. Hello you! Yes, I mean you. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Fola. I'm a business leader, a relationship and life coach. Welcome to Essence by Fola, where we talk about everything relationships, lifestyle, leadership and career advancement. My goal is to see you thrive in your personal and professional life. If this type of content resonates with you, do click on the like icon, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and share this video with a friend. This could help that one person, and as well as it helps me immensely knowing that I'm actually adding value. So thank you for that. So let's get right in. Marriage is one that shouldn't be taken lightly at all. Without a doubt, the results you get in marriage all depends on the steps you take before and after marriage. So many people feel disappointed, disillusioned, frustrated, out of their depth. They feel stuck in marriage because it's not turning out the way they envisaged. It's not the paradise that they thought they were going to get at the end of it. That's okay. Things happen. But I am going to be sharing these steps that will help change all of that for you. You need to check out my other video specifically targeted for singles before they get married. That's like a part 1 for this. Because of the feedback I got, I had to go do a follow-up video with this one. So I'm going to have the link in the description below, and it should also be showing up on the screen up there, so you can check that out as well, because I'd shared great insights, a lot of which a lot of people never talk about, and it will be helpful and will help you avoid the pitfalls so many people have fallen into, which will create a lot of pain and struggle. But I'm here to make you get the happily ever after. So let's get right in. On the subject of how singles can be better prepared for the institution called marriage, what comes to mind first for me is find a good premarital education for both of you. While I was reflecting on this topic some days ago, this passage came to mind for me, especially for those people of faith. This will definitely resonate with you. It's one from the book of Proverbs. I think it's chapter 11 verse 14. It states, where there is no counsel, the people fail, but in a multitude of counselors there is safety. While this biblical principle applies to pretty much all areas of our life, for me it screams so much in the context of marriage. Think about it. If you want to have a surgical procedure, for instance, when you're ill, would you just go off to a roadside mechanic or something to have that dealt with? No, you're definitely going to seek the advice of a doctor. Unfortunately, too many couples do not invest their time and money to get the needed relational advice and guidance through premarital counseling. In fact, by getting premarital education, the chance of divorce is lowered by 31%. Please pause and think about that deeply, about that statistics, just for a moment. By simply committing to reading a book on relationships, listening to educational videos like this one, or meeting with a counselor, drops the odds of divorce from 50% to 19%. That is more than enough reason to definitely invest in it. If one of you isn't willing to get premarital counseling, I think that is a red flag. That is a sign that your partner already believes that they know it all. I have heard that so many times. What does the marital counselor know that I do not know? Isn't that funny? For me it is. Do not be confused at all. There's so many things that you cannot figure out on your own. You need the guidance of others. Look at what the other person is doing. Let's look at Proverbs again. The words of Proverbs in chapter 12 verse 15, I believe that's the one. It says, fools see their own way as the right, but the wise listen to advice. Yes, premarital counseling can bring out tender issues that may create some relational pain. But if you are honest with yourself, you know that those issues are going to probably come up sometime anyway. So tackling them before you say I do will save you a lot of pain. So definitely be wise. Getting good counsel will not only prepare you for the many years ahead, it will also help you identify the dangerous issues that could hold you back from having a successful marriage. Food for thought. Have you both gone through premarital counseling? Or at least read a premarital book? If not, what is stopping you from investing in your future marriage? You thought it wise to get an education. How about your marriage that has the potential to make or mar your future? Be wise. Before I go to my next point, I want to just appreciate my Essence by Fola enthusiasts. Those people who have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you. I want to say thank you so much. You make this possible and you keep me going. For those who haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Just click on the subscribe icon at the bottom, like this video and hit the notification bell so you will be informed every time I share some great content that could change your life positively. Now back to the video. Number 2, the in-laws. You have to strive to build a healthy relationship with your in-laws and understand their place in your relationship. Ensure that you and your partner have discussed your expectations and agreed on what you both want when it comes to your in-laws. Learning to navigate the choppy waters of extended family can come down to honor. When you show honor to your extended family, you are directly showing honor to your spouse, no matter how different you are from them. You still need to be committed to respect. You need to learn to be positive as much as possible, regardless of whether, whoever knows or remembers you or whatever that is. You just have to show love. Your in-laws, they come from the family of your spouse, and so you have to definitely regard them. It's definitely important. This doesn't mean that you have to force yourself to be extremely connected with them, but having a healthy relationship with your in-laws makes a whole world of a difference. But with no intention to sound negative or heartless or ruthless, you also have to draw the line as well, not to allow your extended family take advantage and take your marriage down. So many marriages fail today because of the struggles and pain from extended families. They end up taking precedence over marital connectedness. So you need to be watchful of that. In marriage, you both have to leave your families and make each other your first priority. That doesn't mean that you ignore the extended family. No, not at all. It means keeping your marriage sacred and secure so that you remain united in the face of whatever challenges your families confront. Protect your family and do the right thing. Remember that it is your job to be connected in your home. It is your job to bring everyone together. Do this and you are definitely going to see a change in a whole world of a difference. One key piece that has helped me is make it your goal to leave out the principle of outdoing each other in love, showing honor. A tip definitely that will help your relationship thrive. Are you excited about that? Because I am. So, food for thought. Have you already strived and already showing honor in your life to your in-laws? Or in what ways can you build upon that in the future? Challenge yourself today and get going with that. The next one is communication, the fastest route to connection. The book of Proverbs has a lot of relational advice when it comes to the power of words, and you will be wise to consider them. One of the verse says, the tongue has the power of life and death. Many marriages have been saved and strengthened with kindness and affirmation, and many have been crushed and burnt because of mean-spirited, angry words. Wisdom says, those who guard their mouth and their tongue keep themselves from calamity. So marriages take this guarding caution to a negative extreme and just stop talking altogether. That definitely is not the answer in your marriage. A better answer is not to say anything when you are hurt. If words are going to hurt your partner, do not use them. Be quiet and be wise. To develop a healthy marriage, you need to learn to use your words to engage in intimate conversation. Share your feelings, express your needs, inform your spouse, and bring delight. Words are powerful. The key to powerful spoken words in learning is about learning what to say. More importantly, what not to say. Even most of the time, it could be difficult. You need to strive and get this done. I recently did a collab with a lovely couple, JS Backstage. So you need to watch out for that video that's coming out shortly. And I asked the question, what exactly is one of the secrets that has kept your relationship long enough and has made it successful today? If I summarize, the wife looked at her husband and said, one word, filters. And when I asked for more details, what followed was actually more powerful. She did say that earlier in their marriage, she needed to filter her words. The words that she spoke, she felt were not that great. And now she has to literally bite her tongue and watch what she says. Indeed, words build up and harsh words tear down. For me as well, I needed to apply filters to the words that I use. When you think about stuff, it doesn't mean that everything you think about, you need to actually alter them out. Build rather than tear down. I guess I would say that one of the biggest secrets to longevity and success comes to the way you communicate as well. So, food for thought. How is your communication with your would-be husband or wife? Take a look at the words over the past week. How many has built up and how many has actually turned down? How can you be better in communication for a better future? My next point is submit to one another. And when I say that, I want to address the idea of being like superior. Some people call it superiority complex or whatever. It's just an attitude. When one person in a relationship may behave as though that they are like the boss, is like a dictator or whatever people call it. Even when it's perceived as such in a relationship, I don't think it's positive at all. As long as you feel superior to your partner, you won't resolve problems together. A dictator spouse can become harsh, brash, even emotionally negative towards the spouse, because they just feel themselves not being equal, not practicing something like called the servant leadership approach in marriage. A healthy marriage requires you to be committed to serving one another. I read a devotion with my own spouse about servant relationship in marriage just a few days ago. It did spring out a lot of interesting conversation, which I thought I definitely need to talk about, because so many people are not leveraging the great positives that come from a servant relationship in marriage. So I'm going to share that shortly as well. In my opinion, in a growing marriage, there's no room for superiority, but there's always room for emotionally targeted humility. What does that mean? 𝗙𝗪 calls it emotional wealth, which is fundamental for inner joy and confidence. To keep an attitude of superiority, it just blocks positivity in marriage. That's how I see it. You can share your thoughts with me as to what has worked in your relationship. If you've seen that work or if things have failed in others, I want to hear from you as well. I encourage you, especially for those people of faith, to lean in and walk humbly, working together with your partner. You can easily find it's so much easier to walk and be connected together as one. Watch out for little foxes, especially when there is conflict. Oh goodness, you hear that a lot. Little foxes, they're ones that just creep in and turns and ruins relationships. And especially when there are issues and stuff, it ruins everything. So you don't even want to get there. You need to be able to submit to each other, because when you don't do that, you get into a form of attack. You're attacking each other. You're not really doing things that are striving and moving the relationship forward. Nothing will actually work during that stage. There's yelling, there's shaming, there's blaming. You're bringing up the past. It triggers defensiveness, the fear, of probably being shut off. That's what happens. Then you try to guard yourself. You're like, oh, I definitely want to win, but there's a secret that in marriage you both win together. If one person wins and another person loses, you've actually lost all the same. So it is teamwork. Teamwork, my kids say, makes the dream work. One piece I also want to address is the area of attacking each other. When attacking begins, it's a moment healthy communication stops. As you move towards marriage, it's important to learn that there are going to be issues. You're going to get mad because you guys are actually different from each other. You have to learn to live together and disagree respectfully. Not two people think the same. It's okay to have a difference in opinion, but it should never deteriorate into conflict. You may be treated in ways that doesn't really make you happy. That's the reality of marriage. It's not always roses and petals and candlelight dinners. No. However, you have to work towards reconciliation. You have to work towards healing, and you have to move away from attack mode. So, food for thought. Have you been guilty of having that superior attitude or getting into the attack mode in your relationship? Did your fiancé or your spouse actually call you out on it? You need to safeguard what you do and what you put in your relationship. Watch out for that and things will definitely get better. One of the key pieces, show grace and forgiveness. This is a hard pill to chew. Forgiveness is one glue that will keep your marriage together. Without giving and receiving forgiveness, you will have this disconnection with one another and lose intimacy. Forgiveness does not mean that you will forget the wrong committed against you, but it means that you're making a choice not to hold a grudge. You do not forgive because you feel like it's okay, but it's a step towards healing. Forgiveness is a conscious decision that is one of an intentional act in marriage that has to be done. It may be a major pain. Trust may have been broken before it to be repaired. You have to forgive. It makes reconciliation possible. When you decide to commit to one another in marriage, it means that you state that you will love your spouse through the ups and the downs. Forgiveness is the epitome of unconditional love. When you forgive your partner, you are choosing to deliberately drop the charges that has been done to you. In a healthy marriage, two imperfect people who will be hurt. However, they know and they've learned how to forgive each other. Food for thought. The point of forgiveness is probably one of the most important. What is your motivation to forgive your partner? When you are really hurt and you don't even feel like it, are you willing to do that? Have you experienced forgiveness from your spouse, and are you willing to give that back in return? Look over the patterns of hurt and forgiveness and the characteristics that you see in your relationship and work towards fixing that. Hasn't it been exciting? It has been jam-packed and loaded with a lot of exciting content, and I'm so happy that you've been there to share this with me. Once again, this is Essence by Fola, taking you a step closer to creating the life you have always wanted. Do not forget to subscribe, like this video, and share with your friends. I can't wait to see you in my next video. But before you go, don't forget I have a quote for you. Someone told me something, and I quote, "Yes, I am single, but you have to be amazing to change that." Are you not an amazing person searching for a partner? That person may be closer than you think. Do not settle for just anyone because you probably may be desperate and you want to just take the next step. That person is closer than you think. Just keep building yourself up and be the best version of yourself. You made it to the end of the video and I appreciate you for that. So thank you so much. I've got so much other content on relationship, leadership, lifestyle, and career advancements. You don't want to miss it. So you definitely need to check that out. So I've linked that up here. Share it with your friends. Until my next video, stay positive. Don't forget that hard work reaps its benefits. Stay focused, and I know you're going to be okay. Have a good one.